All right. Silent generation. Traditionalist. Born pre-1945. Baby boomers. 1945 through 1964. Generation X. 1965 through 1980. Millennials. 1981 to 1995. AKA Gen Ys. Generation Z or ZZ, whatever you want to call them. 1996 through 2009. And then you got the Alpha generation, born 2010 and later. Understanding the different work ethics between, and we're going to do, the baby boomers, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Y, and Gen Z. In today's workplace, people from all age groups work together. These groups are known as generations, and each one has its own way of thinking and working. The four major generations you know in the workplace are baby boomers, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Y, and Gen Zs. Because each generation grew up during different times in history, their experiences shaped what they value in their job and how they act at work. Let's explore what makes each generation unique and how they get the job done. And welcome back to the Alberta Blue Collar Podcast. I'm your host, Papa Fuzzy. Okay, this episode may be controversial for some, so be prepared for that, which leads me to say my perspective on each generation does not pertain to anyone specific, so please do not be offended by what I'm about to get into. Okay, the silent generation, or traditionalist, born before the boomers, so pre-1945, which would make you 80 plus years old. These are our vets who lived through World War II and the Great Depression. And we all know what they did, so I'm not going to get into this generation. I'm going to leave them alone. And except for they did conceive us boomers, baby boomers, born 1946 through 1964, which makes you between 61 and 79. The hardworking and loyal ones. Baby boomers were born after the World War II, during the time of hope and rebuilding. Their parents taught them to have values, work hard, be loyal. This generation built this province to what it is today, with usually one parent at home looking after children, and believes that showing up on time, working long hours, and staying with the same company for many years shows strength and success. How they work. Boomers prefer structure and clear rules. They are used to more traditional workplaces where you listen to your manager and follow the rules. They believe in putting in time and effort to move up the ladder. Tech and communication. While they've learned how to use the smartphone and the computers and all the tech, many boomers feel more comfortable with face-to-face conversations or phone calls with proper social skills because they had no other way. What drives them? Baby boomers care about job security, steady paychecks, and being recognized for their years of service, titles, promotions, awards, but they're dependable. And their work ethic makes them strong leaders and mentors in the workplace, and are very short on patience with Gen X and Millennials. Yeah, I said it. Gen X, 1965 through 1980, which makes you 45 to 60. The job hoppers. They're independent and flexible workers. Gen Xers grew up during the time when both boomers actually worked outside the home. And many of these children became latchkey kids. meaning they had to take care of themselves after school, make their own lunches, suppers, whatever. Because they had working boomers out there doing their thing. Because of this, they became self-reliant and independent thinkers. They were also the first generation to experience the rise of personal computers and the internet, right? How they work. Gen X doesn't like to be micromanaged. They prefer to be trusted with their own responsibilities and enjoy working independently. So, they have the option of just sitting around with their fingers up the ass and complain about mental health, whatever that is. If a job is boring and isn't helping them grow or fit their lifestyle, they're more likely to leave than a boomer would. A boomer would just sit there and take it because they're already getting paid. Tech and communication. This group is pretty comfortable with tech. They somewhat know how to use modern tools. I don't know about that. But still appreciate personal conversation or phone calls when needed, right? They'll do it. What drives them? Gen X values work-life balance. They want to succeed at work, but also have time for their families, hobbies, and rest. You gotta have that rest. Growth and learning opportunities matter to them, but not at the cost of personal freedom. They're often called the bridge generation because they can connect well with both older and younger workers, helping to create a more balanced and understanding work environment. In my opinion, if you can find the good ones from this generation, you treat them well, you pay them well. I don't mean kiss their ass, and they just might stick around. Millennials, 1981 to 1994-96, which makes you between 29 and 44. The purpose-driven team players, millennials, grow up in a world full of change. Rapid technology growth, social media, and global events, right? They have major fits when they can't find their social media device. Many graduated during hard times, which made it difficult to find stable jobs. Because of these experiences, they care a lot about making a difference in the workplace, how they work. Millennials love working in teams because they can't think for themselves, and sharing ideas, mostly on social media, because they can't stay off their fucking phone. They don't like being just another employee. They want to feel connected to their job online, of course, and the people they work with, of course, online. How they work. Millennials love working in teams and sharing ideas, mostly on social media, of course. They don't like being just another employee. They want to feel connected to their job online and with the people they work with online. They also value flexibility, like working from home and setting their own hours, and because they hate physical labor and are kind of lazy, right? Where do you think immigration comes from? Tech and communication. Millennials are digital natives. They grew up with smartphones, texting, and social media, and have to keep that device right up their ass so they don't miss anything. Hence, lots of accidents. They prefer quick and easy ways to communicate. Of course they do. Like group chats and video calls, because in some way they can't seem to talk face-to-face or person-to-person like the boomers had to. What drives them? They want meaningful work. Regular feedback because they need the social media addiction to be fulfilled, right? And chances to grow. They're also drawn to companies that support causes that care about the environment, mental health. Boy, I don't know about that one. I don't know. I could say all kinds of stuff about that, and I'll tell you what, I'd piss a lot of people off, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't know shit about that. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Some older workers may see them as demanding, But millennials are really just looking for respect, purpose, and community in their jobs because they live in the basement of their parents' house and have no ambition, and you want respect for what? You whine, whine, whine. If I whine enough, I'll get what I want. Isn't this how it is nowadays? Before Trump and all, he took the stage on all this bullshit. Just go back into social media. Whine, whine, whine. Whine. Whine, 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 whine. Holy shit. That's all you heard is whine, whine, whine. I'm going to bring this up. And it should not have happened. Daniel Smith, I'm telling you, should have never, ever given money to that one catering company that put out bad food and all those kids got sick and stuff like that. Right? I think they got, $2,500 each because the parents whined. Right? They whined. Oh, my God. It's a privatized company. I privatized everything. Why in the fuck did I pay for that as a taxpayer? That was a bad move. I'm self-employed. Am I going to get that money if I whine enough? I doubt it. I got a business at home. I got kids in school. One kid's sick. Can't go to school. Oh, my God. I need to call the government. I need money because my kid's sick. Jesus Christ. Ooh, man. Some of this stuff pisses me off. Okay, I'm going to drop that now because, that could take us to another level. Gen Zs, 1997 through 2012, which makes you between 13 and 28. The tech smart realists. Gen Zs is the youngest group in the workforce today. They've never known the world without internet, smartphones, social media, and again, they got to have the goddamn device shoved up their ass. They've also grown up seeing major global events too, right? Climate change, whatever that is, it happens every million years now, maybe more often, I agree. Financial struggles. Well, help solve immigration. Get your ass out there, get a real job, and maybe we don't have to immigrate so much. And, of course, they've seen the world pandemic. This event have made them both realists and hopeful. How they work. Gen Zs value honesty, diversity, and flexibility. They want to work for companies that support equality. I'm not sure what that means. Mental health. Again, no idea what that means. And, of course, positive change. They love working online, but still see the value in face-to-face teamwork, but lack social skills. Tech and communication. Tech is second nature to these guys. They expect fast systems, mobile apps, digital tools at work. If things are slow and out of date, they get frustrated quickly. What drives them? The Zeds want to learn constantly. They got to keep their brains going. Like most people. They like trying new things, starting new businesses, and finding creative ways to learn, which is good. I am good with that. Stability is important. So is finding a job that lets them grow and express themselves if they have social skills. Even though they're new in the workforce, Gen Z is already changing the game, making companies think about new ways to work, talk, build teams. Working together across generations, each generation has its own strength. The key to great workplace is finding ways to bring them all together, right? Like, everybody's got to work with everybody. Here's how we can do that. Respect everyone's style. Some people like emails. Others prefer phone calls. That's okay. Be open to learning. Older and younger coworkers can teach each other so much, right? I can teach them how to work a saw, and they can teach me how to working app. Back and forth. But eventually us guys that know hands-on stuff, we're going to go away, right? And the only thing that they're going to be able to hire are good, hardworking immigrants. That's not a joke. That's not racist. That's not nothing. That is the way it's going because they want to work. They want to learn, right? They're awesome people. I respect them a lot because they work hard. Make space for everyone, whether someone's just starting out or has decades of experience. They deserve to be heard. Stay flexible. Different people work best in different ways. Some love 9 to 5, while others prefer flexible hours. When we work together and understand each other, we create stronger, friendlier, and more successful workplaces. And a united Alberta, united Canada, because right now we need that. And I believe patriotism has hit most of Canada right now. And I like it. I like it a lot. Then there's a Generation Alpha. No idea what's gonna come out of this generation. Nope. Ain't even gonna guess. I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't want to get in trouble. Conclusion: every generation has a different story and different approach to work. Baby boomers bring loyalty and wisdom. Gen X adds independence and balance. Millennials offer teamwork and creativity. Gen Zs brings fresh ideas and digital skills. By learning from each other and working together, we can build better workplaces for today and for the future. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for coming. Take care. Keep your sticks on the ice, shiny side up. Until next time, Papa Fuzzy out.